Well, good morning all. Oh, this morning we're going to clean up our soda bottles. So I'm going to show you the method that I use. Works pretty good for me, and it's quick, easy, so let's get started. Okay, well, I got everything set up. Let me show you what we're going to need to do this procedure. Okay, these are the materials we're going to need to do this job. A wash tub, and back to being cheap, I like one that's just big enough to put the bottles in, and this is enough to get the bottles underwater. A cleaner, I like Spick and Span, Comet, something like that, but basically any fairly aggressive cleaner that doesn't sud. You don't want to use like dish soap, something that makes a lot of suds. Agent for cleaning inside the bottle, I'll give you a close at that in a second. And vinegar. And this is kind of an option at the end if you want to give it a good shine, and something to scrub with. And I guess I gotta get my brush because it's not here. Okay, now our scrubbing medium that we're going to use to clean the inside of the bottle. This is something I made myself and real easy to do. Let me show you what it's made out of so you can get started on yours. Okay, you can see here we have a mixture of, these are pieces of copper wire that I've snipped off. I have two different size wires, and then I have lead BBs, and I have two different size BBs in here. And you just make a mixture of the three different materials. Okay, now the material I use is just copper wire. And I use different size wires because you want to be able to get down into the nooks and crannies of the bottle. You need the larger pieces for cleaning the beginning when it's thick and you got dirt built up in there. You're going to need the weight. That's why the lead's in there. It's for the weight to impact and clean it. The reason I use copper instead of steel is copper won't scratch the bottle. And with steel, you can scratch it, you can break it. You don't want to get too much on the inside of the bottle, depending on, like the soda bottles, they're darn near impossible to break. But you get a real thin 1850s medicine bottle, they can be just paper thin. So you got to be a little more careful with those. But basically, you just take and cut up a bunch of wire, different sizes, and get some lead shot, and I don't know, probably all total I got a half a cup of the material. I've been using this same material here for probably 20-30 years. So once you make it, it lasts a long time. Okay, the first process we're going to want to do is just take our bottles, warm soapy water, and wash them off on the outside, rinse the inside out best as we can, and then we're going to put them in a solution with the, I'm going to use a Spick and Span. You mix some of that up in your water, and I put it in the solution, and I let it soak for a couple hours. Okay, we got our bottles washed off, and we still got quite a bit of dirt on the inside, but we'll get to that. So right now, we're going to throw them in the solution and let them soak. Now you want to make sure that the entire bottle is submerged inside and out. You want to make sure that there's no air spaces left on the inside. So what I do is I make sure that inside is full right up to the top. Okay, now we'll let them sit here for a couple hours. Okay, these have been soaking a couple hours now, and you can see it's already, just by soaking, a lot cleaner. Now we're going to take them out and clean them. The problem with this bottle in particular is the rust on the painted label part. The rest of the bottle you can be as aggressive as you want, but when you're around the label, you have to be a little more careful. So we're going to give it a little scrubbing And if it comes off, then we're fine. If not, if that doesn't want to come off. So this bottle, we're going to have to put it in the lemon solution to get rid of the rust. Now this bottle doesn't have the rust the other one does. So this one we can just go ahead and give it a good scrubbing. Now our label's already worn off from years of usage. Okay, once we get the outside done, then we're going to take our cleaning material here and we'll just pour some on the inside. Now you don't want so much that it gets in the way of itself, but you want enough to do the job. Okay. You best to wipe the bottle off on the outside. Take a rag. You want it good and dry, because from this point we're going to start shaking it and you don't want it flying out of your hand. Okay, I got my hands dry, I got the bottle dry. Now what I'm going to do is I want to pour out a little bit of this water. We want it about half full of water. Then you just plug the end and start shaking it. You go around this way and the end. Turn it down. You want to scrub the entire inside of the bottle. And that's basically what we're doing, is we're just scrubbing the inside of the bottle. Now as you shake the bottle, you'll see you'll get a white foam on the inside. You can use that foam to tell whether or not the material you're seeing is on the inside or the outside of the bottle. That way you can tell when you got the inside clean. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, now hopefully you can see it. You can see here that this stain is on the outside and that stain is on the inside. Hopefully it's showing it. So we know we're not done on the inside yet, so we'll have to work on that right there. Other than that, we're looking pretty good on the inside. Okay, well now I've got this bottle pretty clean on the inside, but we have the same problem with this one as we do with the other one. We've got stains on the label itself. Now you want to be real careful on scrubbing on that label, because you can scrub that label off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stick both these bottles in lemon solution, let it sit there for a while, and see if it cleans that stain up off the label. Okay, now I'm going to leave the bottles full so they can continue soaking, and we'll just pour the lemon juice around the outside. Okay, we got these both full of our lemon juice. We're going to let them soak, and this one I quite don't have a bottle tall enough, but I thought this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to see if it works or not. We're going to leave half of this stain in the juice and half of the stain out and see what happens. Well, these bottles have been soaking for about 8 hours now in the lemon juice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull them out, clean the inside a little bit more because the inside's been soaking all this time. I'm going to scrub the inside a little bit more, then we'll pour them out, take them inside, give them a quick washing, and let's see how we're doing. Well, we still have rust up here, but the rest of it looks a lot better. Take a look at this one. Oh, this one's looking really good. Still got some black here. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's rust or if that's just from usage. Okay, now we're going to dump half this liquid out. Then we're going to grab this one and do a little more scrubbing. Okay, I can see I've got a little bit more on the outside, but the inside's looking pretty good. Okay, now when you're all done, cleaning the inside, what I do is I take a container, and I've had this old jar for years, and you just take a jar, turn this over, and let your medium drop out in the jar. Then you can just pour the water off. And then in your jar, when you're all done, what I do is I just pour everything off and then just let that air dry, and it's ready to go next time. Okay, I'm going to take these in and give them a good scrubbing. Well, we have our 2 bottles, and I think this is as clean as they're going to get. I mean, this stain here actually looks like it's into the paint, and I'm afraid if I do any more, I'm going to start taking away the paint. But we're way better than when we started. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of these, and I'm having a really bad feeling I didn't do a before shot. So, but let me show you these bottles. You can see the bottle has come out looking pretty good. Well, basically, that's how I do it. And it doesn't matter if it's the painted sodas, an old embossed medicine bottle. The only difference is on the old bottles that don't have the painted labels, you just scrub them down good inside and out, and then, you know, hit it with the vinegar. You just wipe them down with the vinegar, and then hit a nice clean dry rag, and it kind of puts a polish on the bottle. Makes them real nice, really brings out the color. These are kind of rough, so I didn't bother doing it on these. Now, another problem is I checked and I did not take a before picture. So I'm going to have to hunt through my files and see if I can come up with a before picture, and I will post a before and after as soon as I get done blabbing here. And so right now, if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button so I know if you guys like these videos or not. And right now, I'm going to get my stuff all ready, because hopefully, it's not etched in stone yet, but hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get to head up the hills, and we're going to jump in the river and do a little sniping. So right now, I'm going to go get the stuff ready, so if I get the chance, I'm gone. So you have a wonderful day, because I'm gone.